Hey guys, it's Liz Kelly, and I'm here to tell you about the awesome stuff we have going on at The Ringer. It's Pizza Day on Tuesday this week. We're doing brackets, we're talking about pizza and pop culture, and our staff is breaking down which is definitively the best pizza. Also, we are launching a brand new podcast with Ryan Russillo called Dual Threat. It'll be a weekly podcast focusing on both the NFL and college football. It'll air Wednesdays throughout the football season, and first episode is being released on Wednesday, August 29th. So read about pizza on Tuesday, listen to Ryan on Wednesday, and check out lots of other good stuff on theringer.com.
Welcome to Bachelor Party. I'm Juliet Litman. It's Monday, which means won't really be talking about this week's Paradise, but that doesn't matter because I've landed the biggest fish in the sea for this week's episode. Ashton Iaconetti and Jared Haibon are here. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
How many text messages did I send each of you to make this happen?
No, like 57.
I think you were texting Jared more, right?
I texted you both. You ghosted me, Ashley, so I had to go to
Did
Jared.
I?
Yeah.
Sometimes
What?
I don't even realize. I'm like, oh, I'll respond later on the computer. That's my whole thing. It's like,
too.
I'll respond on the computer. And then I'd forget.
If you text me while I'm at my laptop, it's an instant response.
Oh, me too. It's
Yeah.
the best.
And good news, I'm at my laptop most of the time. So
I just discovered this because I just got my first Mac.
Yeah, I'm so
Oh.
proud
Yeah.
of him.
So
Nice.
now I've discovered this whole new way of texting people through the computer, which is 1,000 times better than doing it
so
on the
much
phone.
faster. Pro tip. Always capitalize the beginning of your text, laptop or iPhone,
Yeah.
so that no one knows what you're using.
Ah, interesting. Why? So it does not come capitalized on the computer, correct?
Yes.
I noticed that today,
What?
actually.
Mine comes capitalized.
Oh,
the
then
first letter?
That's got to be your autocorrect settings.
Yeah,
then.
what
okay.
kind of computer do you have?
No, I think that's good for
is good.
text messaging purposes.
Oh, wait. Maybe I'm just so used to doing the capital, like the shift. I think I am.
You probably are. But
Yeah.
Probably.
that's good. I don't like for people to be able to tell if I'm on my laptop or my
Why is that?
iPhone. I just want to be mysterious, you know?
Yeah?
No way.
Yeah, I swear. Just like, I don't know. I just feel like that's information for me.
Yeah, totally.
Which brings me to one of my first questions about your relationship. Location sharing. Do you guys share location?
Yep.
Yes, we do. So I just moved in to Ashley's apartment in West Hollywood.
Yeah, but we were talking about location settings. Like,
Yeah,
I
on
get
your
to track
phone.
you.
Oh, so I thought you meant already living. Never mind.
No, I mean,
Anyway.
actually,
Where am I?
I was
What's
like,
my name?
Jared, we set up Find My Friends back when we were not living together because I like to track his movement on the way back to his apartment, and then he liked to track me on the way back to my apartment. So
Oh my God.
we knew that we arrived
for
safely.
For safety?
Yeah, for safety.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, well, I didn't have it on for the first month or so because
What?
Yeah, remember you kept telling me to put it on, but I just kind of wanted to just annoy you because it's quite funny.
You had it on whenever you downloaded Find My Friends. You had it.
Yeah, but for the first month we started dating, I didn't have it.
Oh yeah. I didn't make him get Find My Friends until the week before our engagement.
No, but for some reason then I because I could track you without you tracking me, I believe.
Really?
Or maybe not. Maybe that's why I started
don't
having
think
you track
so.
me because you were driving someplace. I think
Yeah,
you
I was
dropped me off
driving
downtown.
home. Yeah, at midnight.
And then I was like, I want to know that she
Yeah.
got home safely.
Yeah.
You just want to keep track.
That's really sweet, guys.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, Ashley's been on this podcast twice before.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to come on anyway. But before, just as a guest or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
We were
I know, I've never been on.
We were trying to make it happen.
Mhm.
But I was just curious, are you annoyed or flattered by all this renewed interest in you two as a duo?
Oh, we're flattered.
Okay.
Yeah, why would we be annoyed?
I don't know, because you're more than the totality of your relationship. You're two professionals. Ashley, I think in particular, seems extremely hardworking. No shots, but I just know how busy you are
Of course.
with all of your responsibilities.
Well, we'll say that it's funny when we look back on pictures of when we were in hiding. It was wow, we had so much alone time back then.
Yeah.
We had so much more chill time and date time, and now we're just it'll catch up.
Why did
Yeah.
you go into hiding? What was it you wanted? Why did you do that?
Go into hiding, well, I think...
We started in hiding. We didn't go into it.
Sure.
Yeah, we started in hiding for a couple different reasons. First and foremost, Ashley just got out of a public relationship, and we wanted to respect that as much as possible, not post within a week of us dating, be like, hey guys, by the way, Ashley and I are together. And then more importantly, we also knew the weight of our relationship once we announced it. I mean, not to sound like an idiot, but neither one of us really wanted to post 2 weeks into dating because we were still figuring things out.
I mean, that's a weird expression.
Yeah,
Not
but it's
figuring
also
things out.
not figuring things out, but at the same time, it was just still very new. And yes, we've known each other forever, but the boyfriend-girlfriend thing was still very new. And it was great and it was wonderful and it was seamless transition
It's
between
just kind
friends
of
and
like any other
boyfriend-girlfriend.
boyfriend and girlfriend. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to post to them in the first 2 months.
Yeah.
Sure. You gotta
No,
see
it's
if
just
like,
awkward.
Not that we were concerned at all that it was, we were
Not going to last, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it just felt weird
It'd
for
be
us
weird.
to post. And how long you guys been dating? About 10 days now.
Right. There are a lot of questions that come with it.
Yeah, and it just adds more pressure than that we didn't need at the moment.
Oh yeah, it was so nice though. It was really nice to live a little more calmly.
Yeah, and to be fair, on it, like I never imagined in my wildest dreams that we would get the reaction that we got when we posted.
Yeah.
I remember the night before, because we were gonna post on Instagram that we're together and put out the video, the story of us. And I remember the night before thinking, okay, like whatever happens, happens. People might hate us, people might love us, people might not even care, and whatever happens is what happens. And then, of course, it kind of just spiraled.
It was outrageous. It was like almost 2 years since Jared had been on like American primetime TV.
Mm-hmm.
And the reaction was just unbelievable.
It's been insane.
We love it.
I was very excited and like moved. I was like, this is such a beautiful, happy story.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. I think I texted you, and I was like,
oh yeah, I think you did.
yeah, like I don't know. I'm really happy for you guys.
Thank you.
I
thank
love
you.
love.
Aw.
I do. But when did you decide to do, like, I presume you started dating first, and then and Ashley, you were doing the story of us.
I did the story of us the first season in October, and then the company still wanted to do more with me, and I go, the more when we were together, we're like, how are we going to explain this? Like, people aren't going to understand because they haven't followed our friendship over the past couple of years. All they've seen are like the couple chapters of our relationship on TV. So then I thought, it'd be a really great idea to just tell the story through this medium that I've already created myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it made sense too, because like Ashley said, nobody was going to really understand what the hell happened. And so it just made sense for us to really sit down and then express everything we had to express in
We did
one room
yeah.
and then put it out there for people to think whatever they want.
Because we wanted power over telling the story too.
Sure.
Because if you were just like write out like a blurb or do an Insta post, then people would like be making up their own stories. We're like, no,
they
this
make
is exactly
assumptions
how it
and
happened.
assume how we got together
Yeah.
when it wasn't factual. So we decided we'll just make a video telling you how it happened.
What's the most common like misconception that people come up to you with now? They're like, oh, I know this about you, but either
Jared?
separately or about your relationship, I guess.
I think, well, all right, a misconception or things that annoy me. I think one of the things that just annoys me is I think people have a lot of misconceptions about what has happened between Ashley and I over the past 2.5 years, 3 years, really. And that I think is the most frustrating because
What do they think has happened?
I think that they immediately assume that I've been leading Ashley on this entire time. And then when she finally decided to move on, that's when I was like, no, don't run away from me.
Yeah, I hate it when people say, oh, he like got jealous. I was like, no, actually.
I've definitely said that.
I know. Well, I mean, like,
Oh,
in a certain,
I didn't even know that.
Sure, he had feelings of jealousy, but it wasn't like that was the turning point. Like, he really had those feelings buried for a while.
Of
He
course.
just, it was the mechanism. It was the moment where he had to express them.
Of course.
I mean,
it's like you
It
know.
wasn't like he just discovered he had feelings at that point.
No, of course not. It was more so I saw my life without Ashley, and then it made me do a lot of self-reflection, which I needed to do for a very long time anyway. Because I think, if I'm being honest, Ashley can attest to this. For about a year and a half before, everything started going down, I think I was in not the best place.
Mm-hmm.
And just curled up in a shell and really unwilling to. Well, you shouldn't say, oh, it was me. It was nobody else.
Sure.
Like, this was just
I
my
can
own
say
thing in
on
my own head.
Feel
Thank you.
sympathy though.
But I certainly don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to grasp at people saying awe to me, because it's the way it was. Like, I think after especially Bachelor in Paradise season 3, and like, if I'm being honest, yes, I was dating Kayla, but it was so much better and easier with Ashley. And there was anybody who spends 5 minutes with me and here's the way I talk about Ashley, they're like, so let me get this straight. You love her, you think she's great. There's nobody else you love spending time with more than Ashley, but you don't want to date her. And then I would always come up with excuses in my head because I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of success. I was afraid to step out of my comfort zone. It took me 29 years to move out of Rhode Island. And even now in Los Angeles, I'm still trying to find my place and very a little unsettled.
I actually want to talk about that. I think moving to LA is like underrated, extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's so many people from Bachelor Nation in LA now, and just like in general, like if you're like, between 22 and 35, it's like kind of like a place people move to. I mean, people move here at all ages, but it is super duper hard.
Yeah.
And you had friends when you moved here, but like, what was the hardest thing for you, like taking the plunge and like be like, yeah, I live in LA now?
I think I've always been a small town type guy where like I like being around my friends, I like being around my family, I like having a routine, I like having a Dunkin' Donuts 30 seconds from my house. I like being able to...
You got one 30 seconds from this office, man.
That's amazing.
That's nice.
I like the easygoing nature of Rhode Island. I like being set in my comfortable ways. And when I first came out to Los Angeles...
Why did you move?
Because Nick was trying... Nick's a good friend. He was like, you're going to regret it if you never come out here. I literally have an extra bedroom.
Necessarily. I mean, like, we were all encouraging you to
Of course, and you were as well,
yeah.
and everybody was. But not just Nick, but Nick was obviously the facilitator because he was the person that I moved in with. And that's when I came here, and it's so interesting because I was here for maybe a total of 40 days, if that, before I left for Christmas, because I came here in very late October, early November, and then went away for 2 weeks because I did Bachelor in Paradise Australia. Came back. You were gone for Winter Games, and I was here for about 15 days before I headed back to Rhode Island for about a month. Then went to St. Lucia, and then the rest is history. So
What was in St. Lucia?
That's where he came out about his feelings.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was,
to who?
To me.
Ashley.
You were there?
What?
What was in St. Lucia?
It was a
How do I not know this part of the story?
Wait,
So we
did
tell the
you
story
watch
of
the story
us.
of us?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's where it happened.
So
all the feelings
we had a
came
trip
out.
planned out, months in advance with Tanner, Jade,
must
myself,
have blocked
Ashley,
this
and Lauren.
out.
September.
Yeah.
I think I saw the pictures, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
And
Shout out to Sugar Beach.
Yeah.
Our
Sugar
favorite
Beach.
place in the world.
It's amazing. And then I knew that was the first time I was going to see Ashley, and I didn't know what the hell was happening on Winter Games. I heard rumbles that she might have been dating someone. I didn't know how serious it was. I didn't know really anything.
Oh,
and
right. It's all coming back to
yeah,
it
and I
now.
barely talked to Ashley over that
Right,
time.
right.
And so I got a good look of what my life was like without Ashley Iaconetti in it. And she's my best friend and somebody that I've trusted and cared for a very long time. And the idea of not talking to her on almost a daily basis was
Too much
hard.
for you? Yeah.
Really hard. And so... yeah, so I went to St. Lucia, not really knowing exactly what I was going to do. It was January 12th, nothing. And like I said, I had no idea what was going on. Winter Games was not even close to airing yet. You had just come off. I didn't know where you even said, I texted you because I forgot my passport in Los Angeles, and I texted Ashley to see if...
she could grab it for you?
yeah, but she was in
LA.
Toronto. And I know, but it's just the fact of the matter. So I was like, okay, you got to deal with that, Jared, and you got to figure it out. And so that's when I went down there and I saw Ashley, and I was like, I got to say something. I got to do something. And talk to Tanner about it. And he's like, yeah, you got to do something. And he's like,
Damn, guys, this is so beautiful.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, right, I do know this story.
Yeah. And so that's, yeah.
What did Tanner and Jade say? They're like, how?
Oh,
You were very excited.
They've always loved Ashley and myself together. Ashley and I.
How's their
together.
baby?
So
Emmy's
cute.
so great. She just turned 1.
Oh, wow.
The
Yeah, she
Cutest.
is the cutest. And so it was the first time I met Emmy as well,
Yeah.
was on that trip.
Wow. So
Yeah.
St. Lucia, you guys going to get married there?
No,
No.
not there. But we'll definitely do a honeymoon of sorts
Yeah.
there.
Oh, absolutely.
How is the wedding planning going?
It's like stressful. The dresses have been bought.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, how many bridesmaids?
Gosh, I think 10.
Whoa!
I haven't asked them
Sorry, I
yet,
just
but
yelled.
no, I know. But like when
All
I
right,
go
we got
down the
Lauren,
list,
Lauren maid of honor.
yes,
And then another 9 or another 10?
another 9. Yeah, another 9. It's just like if I were to cross out one of those girls, it would be deeply offensive. I feel
Who's your best bachelor friend?
probably Jade. I mean, like girls,
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
girls.
Jade's closest
Yeah.
girl.
Who'd be number 2?
Becca Tilly.
Oh, I've never met her. People seem to love Becca Tilly. I feel like
Yeah.
she's
You
got
never
a,
met her?
got a
That's so
great rep.
wacky.
I know. I heard. It seems like she's got a great rep, though.
Yeah,
She's a
nobody
sweet
meets
girl.
Becca and is like, I don't like her.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then, do you have 10 groomsmen? Like,
He
do you know
doesn't.
10 people?
No, well, the thing is, now what I'm deciding right now is whether I should have females at my groomsmen party.
Oh.
Because one of my best friends back home is a female. Ashley knows her very well, Crystal. And so I'm debating
Shout out
having...
to Crystal.
Shout out to Crystal. She's the
She
one who signed me
signed
up for the
Jared
show.
up for the show, so it's almost wrong.
Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
mean, she helped me find my
What about
fiance.
officiating? Do you guys need to have a...
Tanner's officiating.
Tanner's
oh my
going to officiate,
God.
yeah.
Oh, so that's who you've been alluding to. It's like, I want to have officiate.
Oh yeah, I
Everyone-
think we've been pretty obvious.
People were like, it's Ben. I was like, what?
Oh no, I mean maybe like a year ago we thought like that would be funny, Sorry, Ben, a year ago, but
No.
but
Poor Ben,
Tanner has
catching
been
L's.
definitely Tanner has been part of our journey.
He's
Sure.
been too instrumental in our relationship to not have him incorporated in a significant way, not only from the groomsmen party, but officiating the wedding.
He'll be a great comic relief too, as I bawl. At
Yeah,
the
I can
Okay.
just totally see him be like, dearly beloved.
Jared does this every day, every
Best.
other day.
'Cause you know
It's
Tanner
his-
has that like little grin.
Sure. I do know what you're talking about.
He has the greatest little like
He's
smirk
got like,
in his eyes.
and I can just see him as dearly beloved.
yeah.
Oh my God. I'm imagining like a Princess Bride situation too. Or, like the,
When?
or not the Princess Bride. What's the one
I
they're like
never saw
Marriage?
Princess Bride.
What movie is that from?
Marriage?
Yeah.
Jared
that's
would
from
know.
Princess Bride,
Oh,
isn't
that
it?
is Princess Bride. Marriage. Yeah,
Marriage.
that's right.
You've never seen it?
I forgot
No, I
about
know,
that.
it's
a good
crazy,
movie.
right?
That's a good, we don't feel like going out on a Thursday or a Friday, or really
Yeah.
any day
Oh,
of the week, to be honest. I'm over going out. So,
So
we don't go out.
Great.
me neither.
Oh my gosh.
Have you watched All the Boys I Love before yet?
No, I'm so excited too. I'm not sure when I'm going to, but I know my sister and my friend want to watch it together.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
Really,
It's
really
really
cute.
good.
Yeah, I don't go out anymore either. What's the point?
My God,
There
are
is
you
no
kidding me?
point.
There's no
Where's
point.
there to go?
No.
There's nowhere to go, and we've decided we don't want any more friends.
I mean,
Isn't it amazing how you get older though, and you're like, I got no ambition to go out.
I do like to go to a house party still when
Oh,
I know that
really?
I'm going to know 60% of the people.
I like to go with my friends.
That's good for
Yeah.
you. That's good for you because Jared and I, since we've been together, have been unbelievably antisocial.
Yeah.
Well, you're still in the honeymoon phase. I mean,
I was
you're
going to say, I
even
think
though
that'll
you're
change.
engaged, you've been together, you've been dating well under a year.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because we are going through this honeymoon phase, but we've known each other for over 3 years.
Yeah.
I've always found that interesting. And when we were transitioning from friendship to boyfriend, girlfriend, it was almost like when you start dating someone.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because I remember,
We used to get nervous before he came over to my place.
I would get nervous.
It's
and
kind
I'm
of not
like,
worth
it's
it though if
Ashley.
you're not, right?
I guess, right?
I think that makes it if you don't have nerves, are
Yeah.
you really even in it?
I agree. And then I remember one time I was...
I used to shave before you came over.
Oh.
Now we're on the 2 weeks not shaving
Yeah,
thing.
God.
Poor guy.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Do you, Ashley? It's fine.
But I remember one time I was texting Ashley because I just wanted to talk to her, to, stay in this friend zone at least, still stay in contact with her. And so I was like, all right, I got to text her with
Before
something.
we started.
Before we started dating, when after I told her about my feelings, I just wanted to
What?
say hi.
Yeah.
'Cause I hadn't talked to her for a little while and I was like, oh, what the fuck am I going to say? And I was like, why am I even overthinking? It's Ashley. I could text her with anything right now. She's one of my closest friends. Why do I feel awkward? And I remember I texted her I drove past the Panera Bread and I was like, oh, I'm really craving broccoli and cheddar soup from Panera Bread. And I was like, that's so stupid. And I texted Tanner. I was like, Tanner, I'm having trouble texting Ashley. I feel awkward. How dumb is this? And then Tanner was like, you got to do those awkward texts. It's like you guys just started dating all over again.
And then I got the text and I was like, that's my man. I love broccoli cheddar soup.
When I was in college, there was a Panera Bread in the town, and it was always so hot in there, and it just it makes me just feel hot thinking about it. It was a steamy location, and it
fantastic.
ruined Panera Bread for me. Kind of did. But there's only a few Paneras in LA.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah, you have to Postmates from very far away.
Yeah,
But we do
seriously.
it. Just random question, just very random spew off.
Yeah.
Kosi
Yes?
reminds me now
Oh.
of food poisoning.
Oh my God.
Because my sister had Kosi once and the chicken wasn't fully cooked.
Oh no.
So she was throwing up in the toilet and she shit on the floor.
Oh my God.
At the same time. I
Poor
know.
Lauren, that's awful.
I know, but it's so funny.
I hate Kosi, actually.
Yeah, it's not as good as Panera at
It
all.
started in my neighborhood in New York, and their thing was you also could order tableside s'mores.
Yeah,
which,
I remember all that. Yeah.
and that was really hip and cool.
It's
Actually,
so
it
cool.
started in Philly, I think. I actually take
Okay.
that back, and then I think it came to New York, and it was near my neighborhood, and it was really cool. And I was 13, and would be like, "Yeah, s'mores, let's go."
Yeah.
And then I would as I got older, I was like, "Wait, this is disgusting food." Actually,
Yeah,
Is
it was-
Kosi a sandwich place? The
Yeah.
one-
it's like a
COSI.
Panera. It's just like a Panera. But we used to go all the
I've
time.
seen it. Yeah.
it's a Northeast thing, but maybe it's Mid-Atlantic and not New England.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
there's
what
many
it
up
could
in New
be.
England.
Big important distinction, New England and Mid-Atlantic. I don't think
Oh,
people
totally.
very different regions next to each other, but
Yeah.
just couldn't be more different. New England, way better ice cream. Just not even a contest.
It's not even
Just
comparable.
better food the further you go north.
Yeah, totally.
Better people. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, Rhode Island's a nice state. I've looked at a lot of beachfront property in Rhode Island. It's a good time to buy there.
We've been. Is it? We've been looking. He looks on his app every day,
Well,
have property in Rhode Island. I'm like, this poor man is in West Hollywood. I feel so bad.
It's fine. I don't mind LA as long as you're there. That's fine.
Oh, that's nice. Are you guys LA lifers, do you think?
No. We say 5 to 10 years. 10 if we are just skyrocketing in success in Hollywood.
How many years have you been here now, Ashley?
3 this month.
All right, so you're halfay to the 5 mark at least.
Oh no, I
no,
mean
5
5
years
plus,
from now.
so 35.
I see.
Yeah.
Got
Which
it.
is fine. There's opportunities here that don't present themselves in Rhode Island. For example, I did my first press junket, which is very exciting. Where
Interviewing people.
Yep.
Not appearing in one.
Nope. Yeah, I got to interview the
I
cast.
bet you've appeared in a junket. Probably. It's rapid fire. People come and ask you questions about The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Not in a junket form
Not
where
a
you
junket
have a whole
form,
bunch
but-
of people coming into the same room, but similar.
But after Mentel, stuff like that, where you have ET and then Access come up, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But,
Okay, so you
but
were
no, this is the
interviewing
first
people.
one. Yeah, so I got to interview the cast of Searching, the new movie that came out this past weekend, which is very exciting.
For
with John
Collider?
Cho.
Gotta see it.
Clever.
Clever.
TV,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So with John Cho and Deborah Messing. So super exciting. So for example, if I wasn't in Los Angeles, I would never have the opportunity to do that. So, I mean, of course, this town gives you opportunities that other places in the world don't. Having said that, you just have to kind of sacrifice some other things too, because it is overpopulated and can be dirty at times. And
We go home all the time though. So
I
we
know.
always
I've been
get-
texting you guys, and you're like, sorry, East Coast.
I know.
I know.
At least a
Love
week
it.
out of the month, really. And it's not even just for pleasure. It's just because we usually make a week out of it.
Yeah.
We'll have an event there. We'll have something there. And then we'll stay for some time and just make
Totally.
sure that we do podcasts and stuff
yeah,
before
we
leave.
had a Bachelor and Bachelorette weekend in August that we had to go back for 2 weeks ago. And then before that, we had an
Did
event.
you film that?
No, it wasn't ours.
It wasn't ours.
Oh, no.
Heck
some
no. Oh my
friend.
gosh. A whole other conversation to be had because we both had individual, respective, not even the same bride, not a bride and
Same
groom that
wedding,
was
nothing.
getting, no.
Same weekend, hers was from Rhode Island.
Same
Oh.
locale
It was so
of the
crazy.
country. Yeah, it was in Newport, and then we went over to Foxwoods
Cool.
for the second half of the weekend. And we were just we both came back and we were like, I don't think I want to have a bachelorette party.
Really?
If we do, we want Jack and Jill,
Yeah.
I think.
Interesting. Maybe you should do it in St. Lucia. Have fun, hit the beach.
That's
I
not
mean,
a
if-
bad
Get
Revolve,
idea.
if
get
Sugar
Revolve
Beach
clothing
wants-
to sponsor it or
Yeah.
something.
If Sugar Beast wants to help out with us,
Yeah.
help out us with that, that'd be great.
This is slightly cynical, but what's the biggest business opportunity that's come your way since you guys have been a public couple?
I wouldn't call this a business opportunity, but the coolest thing that has happened since
sure.
we became a couple actually happened this past Thursday. We got to meet Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, and then
Oh my God.
it was super cool because
I have such a huge crush on them. And I love
Yeah.
her. He's cool, but I love her.
Yeah.
Together, they're awesome. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
They're
on
the
Rachel's
best.
season, they were awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so tell the whole story, Jared, from the very beginning.
So, long story short, I used to get told all the time that I look like Ashton Kutcher as
Which
in
we-
early
I've
20s.
never seen it.
No,
we
never
don't.
yet.
I don't see it either. Early 20s. If you look at other pictures of
Yeah.
him, he looks very that 70s show Ashton.
Okay.
I'll see if I can bring up a picture. So, when I shaved and had long hair, I looked exactly like Michael Kelso. But fast forward to Bachelor in Paradise season 2, Mackenzie came in.
Mackenzie. Do I remember her?
She was my friend.
the
She was a young
parent.
mom. She had a son
Oh,
named
yeah.
Cal.
Yes, I do.
Kale.
Yes, I believe
She's getting married next week, too.
I believe the father of her child is a former NBA player named Rodney Stuckey.
No, that's Cassandra.
Cassandra,
Who's also on
yes.
the later half of this Paradise season.
She is?
Yeah. It's Cassandra
Oh.
Ferguson.
And she was in a
Who's
promo, so
Mackenzie
that's fine
then?
to say.
Yeah, she's in.
It's cool.
Mackenzie, curly hair, had a son named Kale.
Kale, like
She was my
vegetable?
friend on Crystal's season. Remember she believed
Yeah,
in
like the
aliens?
vegetable.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember now. Okay. Got it.
And so she came on and she was like, Jared kind of looks like Ashton Kutcher. And then later that night, Ashton Kutcher posted a picture on his Twitter account of him sitting in front of the TV. And I was on the TV. And he said, still wondering why Mila is making me take this photo. Who is this guy and who is Ashley I?
Yeah.
And so we were like, holy crap. And it went viral. And it was this really cool
nuts.
moment for both of us. And then fast forward a year later, he was on Rachel's
2
season.
years.
2 years later,
Sorry,
excuse
I'm
me.
crazy like
it's
that.
okay. So fast
Me
forward to Rachel's season. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis make a cameo on a group date. Ashton Kutcher goes, yeah, I started watching the show ever since that guy Jared was on. And they said, look like me. So I was like, that's friggin' awesome. And then
And
earlier
then just
this
earlier
year,
this summer, Mila was doing her press tour
Yeah, for The Spy Who Dumped Me.
And then she goes, we can't believe that Ashley and Jared are together because they're just talking about The Bachelor and how much they love the franchise. It was her and Kate McKinnon.
Yep.
And then we saw that they were at the ping pong tournament we were at on Thursday.
Clayton Kershaw's.
Yeah.
Ben told me about that too.
Yeah. And we're like, oh my God, cannot believe they're here. That means like if we make eye contact with them, we may
can
have
talk.
a moment.
They might know who we are.
So we walk over to them, and really they were just the two of them. It wasn't like there was a whole crowd around them. And Ashton did something I'll never forget for the rest of my life. He goes, in the most Ashton Kutcher voice in the entire world, he goes, "No way!"
He's like, "No way,
And
no way!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy shit! This is the best moment of my life."
Awesome.
Yeah, we like actually had like a total of like 10-minute conversation with them, like regular couples, and they asked to get a picture with us. It was
Oh
just
my God, you
they
guys.
asked us for a picture before we asked them for a picture. It was
And then Mila Kunis was like, "Group hug, guys, group hug," and so we gave her a group hug.
They just
She
seem
was-
like the coolest parents.
They were so cool.
They were legit the coolest people
Yeah.
I've ever met in my entire life.
I kind of worship her.
yeah.
I just love them so much. I hope they never get
so
divorced.
down to earth.
No,
No,
don't even
if
put
you
that
watch them
thought
in real
in my
if
head.
you watch them, and
they're
they've
in
already
love.
been married for like 4 years
Yeah.
or whatever. They're so.
So
She
that's
told
me.
their story. Okay, you do look like him. Jared's showing me a picture.
me
It's
see.
true.
Just me years ago. I've just
Yeah.
I look
See,
as
we
I
think
grow
he
older.
looks like Tom Cruise now.
Stop that! Don't even put that on
So
my head.
the fact that he gets to be both of his man crushes is just like a little
I don't
bit
know
much.
about that.
Tom Cruise, huh? Look at me, Jared.
I
Like a
don't-
young Tom Cruise, like 1990.
Like a cocktail Tom Cruise?
Yes.
I think it's the hair a little bit. Not
be the hair.
You're wearing a hat right now.
Yeah, so it's a
So
little
for
difficult.
me, it's like
we really don't have to talk
his
about this.
brow, and then like
Yeah, it's okay.
I think you should
There
be
we go.
excited that your fiance is like, you look like the
I'm
hottest
super
movie
excited,
star,
but I also
Tom Cruise.
I feel like a jerk. She's like, he looks like Ashton Kutcher. He looks like Tom Cruise. I'm like, listen, I've got my flaws. Anyway,
we all do, Jared. It's
We
okay.
all do.
one time this actor was in, I don't know who he is, what his name was. But we were in an elevator with like an older actor, and he goes, "You know who you look like?" And then Jared's like, "Well, I get Ashton and Tom Cruise." He goes,
I didn't say that. We were both thinking it. We were like, oh, this guy's gonna say
"No,
Ashton
I'm pretty
Kutcher or
sure
Tom
you
Cruise.
like said you said I sometimes
I swear to God,
get-"
I never said
And then
it.
he goes, "No, you look like the kid from the Karate Kid."
Yeah,
What?
I said Ashton Kutcher afterwards because I was like, I
Ralph
need to.
Macchio?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, as soon as he said Ralph Macchio, which is hey, fine, good looking guy, but I was like, oh, I gotta like defend myself a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, sometimes I get Ashton Kutcher too.
What you really look like to me is that I hope this isn't offensive. I don't think it is. But maybe it is. And who knows? It could get awkward. Tension's good on a podcast, though. Anyway, I think you look like you could have been in The Sandlot. Like, I just feel like you could have been, like, down with those dudes.
Oh sure,
He likes that.
yeah, that's fantastic. I love The Sandlot.
It's a great
Great
movie.
movie.
It really is.
Yeah.
I just feel like you could have also been,
Benny
like, in
the
the
Jet
Mighty...
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I'm down
The
for
Mighty
that.
Ducks, you're
Yeah.
gonna say?
I just feel like you could have been, like, a youth
A
sports
90s
movie.
kid.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
90s youth sports movie.
Damn it, I missed my calling.
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe you could, like, you know...
Jared.
Now I'll be the coach. I'll be Gordon Bombay.
Oh, Coach
Yes.
Bombay. How hot did you think he was as a little girl?
Emilio Estevez.
Oh my
Well-
God, I was
I mean,
like,
Breakfast
I gotta
Club,
go see it
sure.
again. I thought he was so hot.
I was into him. I was into him.
Oh, I had a mad crush on Coach Bombay.
I liked him.
Bombay.
I think I always found his stature too small for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Even as a girl?
Even as I was really into Zach Morris from a very young age. So
I never got into the Saved by the Bell thing.
I was just always into the jocks with like a heart of gold from a very young age. It's a very dangerous thing to be into. Let me tell you, doesn't end well most of the time.
Oh, it's funny.
But it's okay, you know. What's been the hardest thing to like watch together? Like, have you gone back and watched anything from
We
any
don't
of your
go
seasons?
back. No. Sometimes I think watching Paradise 2 is funny. Like,
Yeah.
I have a great sense of humor about Paradise
That's
2. And like, especially the first couple episodes where I'm like almost fangirling over Jared, where I'm just like, I love him. It's love at first sight. I love him. I'm so scared to ask him on this date. And then there's my sister, and she's being the funniest comic relief. Like, I try to watch that with him, but then sometimes he still is like, no, I don't
I've always
wanna
had
see this. I
difficulty
don't wanna see
watching the
this.
show back when I'm on it, though. So I don't think it's
Because
just,
you don't like to see yourself, or because you like are like unhappy with your behavior. Like, what is it about it?
I think more so it's just an awkwardness of watching yourself. And then I also think it was just a very emotional. I think The Bachelorette, I enjoy watching back more.
Caitlyn's season, right?
Caitlyn's season, yeah. I haven't watched it back, but
The
I feel like
greatest
I'd be
season that
more.
ever was.
Obviously.
I mean, I agree.
I feel like
Not just because of you.
No.
Of course because of
definitely
you.
Not because of me.
But
But it
I
was just a
just-
really good season. There was a lot. I was
A lot
surrounded
of
by a lot of
sex.
good guys.
That helped.
A lot of sex.
A lot of great guys.
Great guys.
A great lead So
She's
much
awesome.
personality.
She's the best.
She's really awesome. I really want to have her on. I've never met her either.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah, everyone says so. She seems really fun and like also just like outspoken in a cool way.
Yeah.
And just down to earth. Like just somebody you'd really want to hang out with all the time.
Is that one hard for you to watch or no?
I haven't really rewatched that back, but like I've gone back on clips to like for multitude of reasons to like see The Bachelorette. And I'm okay watching that. But like anytime I watch Paradise, I think I'm just a little bit more too invested in it. And it just kind of brings up some, not bad memories, but I think it's just hard to watch yourself back when you were very confused. I don't know if that makes any sense.
There really is like that moment of you being confused. Like you have a real like, you were torn, obviously.
I think, well, in season 2, I think it was just really hard because I always felt like I was letting Ashley down, and I loved being around her so much and enjoying her company. But it's obviously very difficult to enjoy somebody's company when, you know, she was very outspoken about wanting to be in a relationship with me.
Yeah.
And so I think for that, I was just trying to balance taking it slow without like pretty much just like breaking you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paradise season 3 was just something I don't know if I could ever go back and watch for the simple fact.
We don't bring that one up.
Well, I think it's just really difficult because it was me going after another girl, even though I should have been more truthful in my confusion and my feelings towards Ashley. And instead, because I always felt like my thing was, if I'm 1 foot out and 1 foot in, then I shouldn't be in at all. And I should just be like, we're only friends. And so, and I felt okay going into Paradise 3 about where we were at, but obviously I was wrong. And then like, it just was a shitstorm and it was just really difficult, both during filming, after filming. It was just a very stressful time in my life where it's very hard to not know if you're doing the right thing.
Right.
You know?
Hey, you know what was funny about Paradise 3 though? Me talking to a parrot.
That was pretty
So
great.
I'll rewatch that all the time.
You've got a great attitude about this. I really I commend it. I do.
Oh, thanks.
Did you know they were going to edit it that way?
No, but I did say, they're going to make you a raccoon, aren't they? And then it was a parrot. So I thought it was hysterical. And it's our best friend, Naz.
Yeah.
I don't remember Paradise 3 being, I mean, I don't think they focused on you guys as much in 3. Did they?
I would say that there's probably a little bit more in 2. Like more of a Tia Colton situation.
Yeah, but I think people remember us more from BIP 3 than they do season 2.
Do they? I remember 2 a lot more.
I remember.
That's great.
Who was the girl in 3?
We love that.
Kayla.
Okay. Oh, that was 3, not 2?
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess I do remember 3 more.
Oh, that's interesting. I think people should all go back and watch 2 because it's really fun.
2's funnier.
Who was the girl in 2 for you?
Nobody.
One.
Oh.
That's why it was really confusing.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah.
it. I understand now.
I knew
Sorry.
that. I didn't really-
I'd flip those in my head. Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember the Kayla stuff. That was rough. But whatever. You guys
Yeah.
are here now.
Yeah.
What was the longest you went without speaking before you started dating?
Not long.
Well, I mean, like, what do you count speaking? Voice to voice? Like, we didn't speak voice to voice for a month between me doing Winter Games and then seeing him in St. Lucia. We
What about
exchanged
texting?
a few texts, but like they were very bland. Like,
It was like, Merry
Happy
Christmas,
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you like mentally keep track of like your streaks of like contact and no contact? That's the kind of thing I would do.
I used to during our first year of friendship, but no, not after a year.
Because we were just so comfortable. We were like, it wasn't, and that's what people misconstrue all the time was just like, how did you make it through like 2 years? And it's like, we were really just best friends. And then there was never this uncomfortability.
How's it watching Paradise now? Obviously Kevin's on it. Is that
Yeah.
weird? You guys still sitting down every Monday and Tuesday?
Well, he's playing a huge role in Paradise, so it's
I
not
have to
making it
say,
super awkward.
You obviously raised his screen time quite a bit in Winter Games because he really has not been on it, even though he's in a relationship with Astrid.
Yeah, well, maybe their relationship's just like very even keeled and they don't have any drama, so they're not showing it.
Did you enjoy doing Winter Games?
It was a good experience. Yeah,
I loved it as a viewer.
It was interesting. We worked with a different executive producer than in Paradise, so it was.
It was Warner Brothers, though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's still, but you know, like Alon and Bennett.
Sure.
Alon does Paradise and Bennett did Winter Games, so there was some differences.
Is Alon still doing Paradise? I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure. I thought Winter Games was really fun, and I just liked how it was sort of like a different speed. But I don't know. I was into it. I had Leslie on too a couple of months ago of Leslie and Dean fame, and I think that I liked it more than she did as well. I just think that like I might be the #1 fan of Winter Games.
No, it seemed like hardcore Bachelor fans really liked it.
It was like just so silly. Also,
I obviously didn't watch.
Yeah.
Did you not watch it all?
No, of
No,
course
1
he
second.
didn't.
Because you were already at that point. I guess also it started. Wait, January 12th was the day you guys got together.
No, the January
No. We were mid-March.
was the day I was
But January
like,
12th was in St. Lucia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That did come out.
That's the day that Ari and Becca broke up too. So it's a big day.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, what a history. What a
Seriously?
Bachelor
Oh,
history
shit.
day. That's wacky.
Isn't that funny? I'm pretty sure because Rob Mills came on the show a couple months ago and we did like the whole timeline and I was like, take me through hour by hour, day by day, the breakup. And I was like, okay, so tell me the date. And then I was like figuring out, I'm pretty sure it was January 12th.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Was
That
that
is
the
weird.
day that you came?
I think it's the day
that
I
you landed?
flew out.
Oh, okay. So the next day was when he said something.
Yeah.
What a week in Bachelor history.
What a week, really.
Jared flew down to St. Lucia for only 24 hours.
Because then
Well, it's a long story. I was supposed to be there for 5 days. We all were.
You can see it in the story of us.
And then, we tell all about it in the story of us. I was dumb. I was checking in my flight. It's an international flight. And I was like, oh, I got to put my passport in there. Walk into my bedroom, not finding my passport, realizing I left it in Los Angeles and I was in Rhode Island. And it was the day before I was supposed to fly out. So I had it overnight shipped. And then it didn't get there till Wednesday because of the snowstorm. So I flew out on Thursday, stayed in St. Lucia Thursday night. What?
The bottom line.
Bottom line is
He went to St. Lucia for 24 hours just to be with me for 24 hours.
That's it. I gotta go see
Ashley and Jared are holding hands right now as they discuss this moment. What was your family's reactions?
No, my mom.
Finally, just simple.
That's great.
His mom was very cute.
Have they met each other?
They're meeting for the first time on a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Oh my God.
On September 10th.
Is that a gig or just a vacation?
No,
Vacation.
it's a vacation. I'm just a huge Royal Caribbean supporter.
Really?
I've never been on a cruise.
He's never been on a cruise, and every
Ah.
day I wake up and I'm like, we're one day closer.
Where are you cruising to?
It doesn't matter. So our family, this is going to be my 19th cruise.
What?
Holy crap.
Ashley, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh my God.
We've gone on one roughly a year since I was 10.
Oh my
So for my
goodness.
mom's 40th birthday, we went on a cruise and then we've been on one ever since. So now I get to bring Jared into the land of cruises and I'm so excited. I have dreams. I'm telling you, I had multiple dreams that it's over already.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a dream.
I know.
A little obsessive.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
Jared, do you have siblings?
One. So actually, she's getting married this Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
congrats. What's her
thank you.
name?
Shannon.
Shannon, congratulations.
No, I'm sure she says thank you. So yeah, I
She's
have
going
one
on
older
her
sibling.
honeymoon, basically, with the fams.
Yeah, which
Oh
is
my
great.
God. Yeah, I was going to ask if she was coming too. Is
Yeah.
she?
Oh yeah, so both our parents are coming. Her sister Lauren is coming with her boyfriend, and then my sister's coming with her husband.
What's Lauren's boyfriend like, and how much time does he get to spend in the Three's Company shack with you two?
He doesn't like coming over as much.
Yeah.
But we'll hang out with him plenty, but he
Yeah, of
doesn't
course.
love being in the Three's Company house.
Do you like him?
We do like
Yeah,
him.
we do like him a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay. What's his name?
His name is Jack.
Jack.
Lauren and Jack. Nice. Is he all over her Instagram? Like, can we talk about him?
No,
She
she's
doesn't
not.
post.
She's not an Instagrammer.
She's posted once
She
in the
likes
past
to
year.
look.
How does she stalk people?
She stalks people, but
Yeah,
she
she
doesn't
has an
post.
Instagram.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's essential just for keeping up with the news, essentially.
Of course.
Yeah.
And the news being like everyone you've ever known and their friends, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're totally out of the loop.
Yeah, no. She's in the loop.
Okay. Ashley, how many jobs do you have right now? Last time I saw you, you had about 4.
I like to say it's a steady 4, but then there's like always miscellaneous. Yeah.
How do you like hosting podcasts yourself?
It's good. I mean, it's a lot more work. I think I said this last time than people like to think it is.
Yes, it is. You got to prep and watch every episode several times.
So many episodes watching.
Paradise is a crush. There's so much content
Holy
to
moly.
take in.
Good thing it's as good as it is.
It has been really good. What's your
Yeah.
favorite couple?
Well, we like Tia and Colton's storyline.
Yeah, we're
Surprise,
rooting for them.
surprise.
I don't know about him. I really like her a lot. I also think she's just like so pretty.
I think she's so pretty too, and I just really, really like her, especially now after Paradise.
I like her too. I loved when she was fighting with Chris. That really won me over when she was like,
yeah.
I mean,
her facial expressions.
yeah, and he's unhinged. Like it's like actually like not okay to have him in the dating pool. But like I also was not a fan of Ari, and I'm glad he found Lauren. They're perfect for each other, and like move on, ship out people. But I really like Tia too. I don't know about Colton. He just seems a little too wishy-washy, but people say he's a nice guy. Have you guys met him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like
we
him?
like him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's definitely being wishy-washy, but he's being honest about it.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, you can't really blame somebody if they're like, hey, I'm really confused about my feelings, but I'm telling you, instead of like a guy like Chris who's like, hey, I'm here for you. And then 10 minutes later, he's making out with another girl.
There's just so much of their storyline that we feel.
Sure.
I mean, from like the wishy-washy to like, are we friends? Are we more than friends? To even like the virgin thing. And
Sure.
it's just
I
like,
forgot about that.
It's just like overwhelming. It's like almost like a parallel universe.
Yeah, I also think it's just, it's really nice to see that you can tell they're friends.
Oh,
I think
we love that. We
I
love
love
that.
that.
Because when they sit
there's a
down,
rapport there.
Yeah.
I like that. I like seeing that.
there's a
I also-
comfortability. He says it's easy, and we love when he says that's easy because Jared used to say there's something so easy about it. So that's why we think that they have a little bit of a future, maybe if not now, but maybe in the future.
Because a lot of people are like, "Hey, we're friends," and you just don't feel it. Like with them, we're like, "No, they're friends."
Yeah.
I love that.
I think they do seem like nice people who are well matched. So like, I hope it works out for them. I like her a lot.
Same.
I'm amazed by how much I like Crystal now because I just like despised her in Ari's season. What is it about Paradise that will bring out the best in people?
Jared's not feeling Crystal anymore.
No, I was feeling Crystal,
He
but now
was.
that she's with Chris, I'm like, no.
Well, it
Like that
does-
whole conversation with Tia, Crystal, and Chris, it was like, Crystal, are you
She's
not
like-
seeing the red flags
She's
here?
like,
Or are you just?
we're in a triangle right
Yeah,
now.
I'm just like
Yeah.
so confused how she's like not seeing the Chris thing.
She's just like completely ignoring.
I think we can all safely just assume Crystal is looking for love and acceptance, and perhaps she's found acceptance temporarily. I don't know. I just think
I don't know, because she was actively seeking Chris, so she definitely has a crush on him of some sort. And then, like, when the whole Tia and Chris situation was going down, because I really like Crystal up to that point, but then I don't know, there was something in that moment, and then since just kind of was like, oh God, don't no, you're.
there were other guys after
Yeah,
her.
and I don't wanna say
yes.
It was just because it was such a bad moment for Chris, and I thought Crystal was going to be like, I need some time to think about this, and she wasn't. She's like, okay, so you're done with Tia? Let's date. I was like, did you not just listen to that entire conversation and how that entire thing just went down?
She might be drunk.
That's it. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but it's possible,
Yeah.
you know? And maybe it was just a moment, whatever.
Can you guys tell there's less drinking this season? Like, as
Actually, no. Okay, so Jared and I, first off, I only remember one day in Paradise where I was like actually drunk.
yeah, you said that you didn't really drink
No,
there.
I don't
Jared
drink either.
never I've never even seen Jared drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot. I have the occasional beer. and
No,
wine.
yeah, we'll like have
Sam
like
Adams?
a glass every now
Sam
and then,
Adams
but we
on
never drink to
Oktoberfest.
get drunk. So
Drugs? Any drug use?
we've never even
No, never.
you never even tried
Neither
pot.
one of us have
Wow,
even done
guys.
pot.
Yeah.
So, like,
Incredible.
yeah.
It's legal here in California if you want to try it.
I know,
Sometimes
I
I'm
have
interested in it, but he absolutely isn't. So then I'm like, nah, I'm not going to.
I'm
either
totally
then.
in favor of pot. I just have no ambition at this age right now to
No
really
ambition
smoke.
to smoke.
I don't. I know that's so stupid, but like, I think it was ingrained in me as a high school kid, being like, marijuana is a gateway drug, blah 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 blah, which is obviously not true. But as a kid, it gets in.
Could be true.
I guess, but there really hasn't been any studies that
Sure.
prove that it's a gateway drug.
Sure.
And so now that I've gotten older and realized, no, pot's not that bad. It's like alcohol.
You're just like,
I'm just like,
Take it or leave it.
I hate this.
The look.
Man,
Yeah.
there's just something disgusting about the action of smoking to me.
mm-hmm.
And then I just don't, I don't have
just-
any ambition to get high.
I just kind of want to tell our kids that Dad and I both have never done it.
My parents lied to
Yeah.
me about it a really long time, but they both went to Woodstock. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so back to the show. You
Yeah.
guys didn't drink in Paradise, but
Right. Okay. But you know how there's a 2 drink maximum now,
Per hour.
Oh yeah, 2 drinks per hour. You can get sloppy on 2 drinks an
you
hour,
two
right?
would be wasted on 2 drinks an
Oh,
hour because you don't
absolutely.
drink.
Yeah, but these people are really taking advantage of their 2 drinks an hour. So it seems. That's all I'll say.
I also believe someone said in an interview, I don't remember who it was or to whom, that like they figured out a way around it, which like, yeah, I'm sure you did. It like,
Really?
that's what someone said.
The only thing I can think of, there's multiple bars, so maybe they were going
Oh.
like, oh, I'll just get a drink here. 15 minutes later, they get there, one from upstairs, and then all of a sudden they go
That
back
could be
downstairs.
it.
They're like, oh, I only had one.
Hasn't been that sloppy, but like,
I don't think so. And I haven't seen him, like, I mean, sure, maybe Crystal in that one moment you could say seemed a little drunk, but who knows? Like, there's also, it's really difficult to tell.
what's
There were
his
so many
name?
people who
It was
said
w-
Ashley was drunk. They were like, oh, this
everybody
girl's
thought
wasted.
I was drunk
I
all
think
the
the
time.
crying.
I'm like, no. Yeah.
Some people are cry when they're drunk. I encountered
Yeah.
many people like that in college.
I'm like, no, that's not why I'm crying.
Yeah.
Oh, who was the guy? Nick. Nick was
Which Nick?
sloppy. The lawyer Nick,
Blondie.
blonde.
Oh, yes.
And then Chelsea.
That guy, if he like was right here and started speaking, I would be like, I've never heard your voice before.
Really?
He
I hear
barely
his
spoke.
voice is so distinctive though because every line he said was so silly.
I know.
And
He's a
great.
definition of like a bruh.
Bruh, he's a
Bruh.
bruh.
Yeah,
He's a brat.
it's definitely true.
Yeah.
You spent some time around Benoit, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Were you surprised that everyone was so excited to see him?
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
He's just like he's always seems he's very enthusiastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were that many people excited? Like, not to trash on him, but
I think a few women were like, "Ooh, who's this Benoit?"
Yeah.
And the accents.
See, I'm not an accent girl.
Yeah.
See, if I were into accents, I could see it.
I kind of think French Canadians like best case scenario because it's like not as long distance. Montreal's a dope city.
Montreal's pretty great.
Yeah, and Jordan was like, he's not even really French. I'm like, this is actually kind of better. I love Montreal. It's nearby. Good jazz festival in the summer. You
Love
know,
it.
check
Can't
it
get
out.
enough of it.
Yeah.
Are you guys having your wedding on TV? I know you've been asked this.
Everybody asks us this, but ABC has never.
Really? Do you want them to?
Yeah, I mean, we want to do it, but we wouldn't want to do it in Paradise. So we're just like, we're going to do it our way. And hey,
Where do you want to get married?
we are going to get married in Rhode Island.
We're thinking Rhode Island.
Cool.
Yeah, we are going to probably settle on a date and venue by the end of next week.
Oh my God, great guys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Neil Lane. Did you
Yes.
meet
Oh,
with Neil Lane?
My ring is being resized right now.
Yeah, as
Hence
is
this
you-
Cracker Jack ring right now I'm wearing. I get it back on Wednesday.
Are we going to be seeing that on TV?
The engagement?
You meeting with Neil Lane.
No, you will not see me meeting with Neil Lane. I did not meet with Neil Lane.
You didn't?
No.
A representative from Neil
I
Lane?
was speaking to a middleman
Oh.
throughout the time of getting the ring designed, made, shipped down to Puerto Vallarta, making sure that everything was good to go.
Did you know he'd be proposing there?
No, I mean, did I have a hope? Yes.
She was definitely dropping hints on the way. Like she
I
was like,
was
hey,
on the way?
not on the way, but like
Oh,
the weeks leading up to the engagement.
I was
She
like,
was
you
like,
can't live with me unless we're engaged.
yeah, she's like, we're not moving in until we get engaged. I was like, okay, hypothetically speaking, 6 months from now, if we want to move in together, we're not engaged. She's
I was like, you can't
pressure's
move
on
in.
you.
Did you feel that? Did you really feel that way, or were you just trying to like get him to propose?
No, like I've always been pretty traditional with the whole living together thing. I never thought that I'd live with the guy more than a year before getting married. And I definitely didn't want to do it without being engaged.
Cool. Then it really worked out for Jared.
I know. It worked out well.
Thanks to Paradise.
I know. Thanks to Paradise. I mean, I knew that I was probably going to propose this year at some point anyway.
Yeah.
But it worked out perfectly where I got the opportunity to do it on the beach where we first met.
I loved it.
That's really sweet. I'm excited to see it. Haven't seen it yet.
Next Monday.
Next
I hope.
Monday.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just all nervous. He's going to look like a nerd bomber.
You probably will, but like, who cares?
It's going to be so cute.
Yeah, like whatever.
Like he says that Cinderella line in the
I don't remember
preview, and
saying
I love
that.
it. I don't remember hearing it, but it was so cute.
What were the tears like afterwards, Ashley?
Oh
Profuse?
my gosh. I'm just like, you know what? The only thing I'm dreading about it is how I'm going to look.
Right.
Because all it is just sobbing in like heavy TV makeup and sweating.
Do they do your makeup for you in Paradise?
No.
Oh, just if you're a guest star like you guys were.
I did my own makeup.
Oh, you did?
Everybody does their
yeah.
own
There's
stuff.
never makeup for anyone.
What's your mascara brand and why don't you have an endorsement deal yet?
I'm not sure, but I'm always telling people, why don't I have one?
Yeah, seriously, because in all of your crying scenes, there wasn't mascara pouring down your face.
I know it's bananas, but I usually use L'Oreal Voluminous. I'm really into Milk's new mascara, and
L'Oreal, hit her up.
But L'Oreal is
I
really
use that
a
as
great
well.
one. Yeah.
In like the silver tube.
There's a couple different tubes,
I
but
like
the
the silver
Voluminous
one.
is like really classic looking.
So many tubes, so little time.
But there's this Milk one. It's actually made from cannabis. It's weird. Speaking of that, me never doing pot, but it has like some pot ingredient in the
Just want you
mascara.
guys to know that there's ways to be high without smoking a joint if you don't think it looks cool.
I don't even like being
Once again,
drunk.
you live in California. There's so much for you to
I know,
explore.
it's true. So many new things.
Maybe one day. You want to plug anything? Almost Famous podcast, which I was finally on.
Yes.
By the way, Ashley, you
Yeah.
gave me literally the nicest compliment
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever received. You told me I was like the Howard Stern of The Bachelor.
But she is,
And
because we
That's
always
awesome.
just kind of like spill things to her, even though we know we shouldn't.
I really appreciate that. It really, it just was a really
I mean,
nice
you
thing
had
to
Robin
say.
Mills on here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how do you
mean-
do that, and how is that okay?
Because he's a boss. He can just do whatever he wants. It's dope. I love it. Rob is an awesome guy.
He's really awesome.
Yeah. He's like so nice.
I don't know. I think I met Rob once.
sure you
I can
have.
introduce you, Jared. Don't worry about
I
it.
met Fleiss a couple times.
Have you met Fleiss's dog? Because the dog is always there on night one. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh, God, I don't even remember night one.
How did I
He's in
not
the
see a
control
dog?
room in the back
That's
usually.
why.
Yeah.
No, we came to the control room.
Yeah. They just let us right in there.
One thing that amazed me about The Bachelor on night one is how much the women actually eat. I'm like, this is refreshing.
We eat so much.
Yeah, I wish they actually showed it more because I think people would be
too.
into that.
Me too.
I think that more of like the just sort of like banal, like, what do you do when you're not on a date? Like,
it's a lot
I would love
funnier.
I'd love to see that stuff. I think that it almost could be like a Big Brother thing where they're just like a feed of it.
Okay, that is the greatest idea, to have the TV edit and then the constant 24-hour stream.
Yeah, because there's so much there, but like they have all the footage. Who knows when they're going to unleash it anyway?
Well, that's what Jared and I want them to do, a montage before a proposal, because there's this amazing moment where I say, it's an amazing moment. Jared and I are talking Bachelor in Paradise 2, and I go, and I knew like there was no chance at this point. I was like, whatever, I'm just going to ask him random questions now that I know won't apply to me. And I go, where do you plan on proposing one day? And he goes, somewhere that's meaningful to me and my future wife.
Oh,
and it's like, if they don't pull that clip out of the archive, come on now, Jared.
Not too late.
There's no way.
It's a lot of footage.
They're definitely not in picture lock yet, so who knows?
We'll see.
Maybe.
I've already told them. Oh well.
I actually think you guys should not have an ABC wedding. It's just my 2 cents. I feel like you should have an ABC. Like, I think an ABC Bachelor Bachelorette or like a special or something. But like, Sean and Catherine seem like a great couple, but I just feel like their wedding was cheesy. I just feel like you can do better if it's not on TV. And I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion.
No, we appreciate that.
I also very strongly feel that Ben Higgins should not be the Bachelor again, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I have a crush on him. But it's just like sometimes it's just time to. It's just like gotta have boundaries and limits.
That's gonna happen.
I don't think it's so either. But I heard that rumor and I was horrified. I was like, no,
we're like pretty darn sure that's not happening.
Yeah.
I just really came on a couple weeks ago and I was worried he was talking himself into it. He was like, guys like me and Blake, it might be the only way for us to date, you know? And I was just like, no.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why do you say that's the only way for him to date?
Because like everyone has the same intention, you know, everyone's looking for. It just sounded like a man who's been crossed a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Who do you guys want to be Bachelor, by the way? I don't know who it is.
He wants it to be Joe.
Grocery store
No,
Joe.
I'm so hard out on him. I think he seems like a dick.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think he seems like a sweetie.
No.
And like, you know what it is? But he does. I actually like that he comes across a little bit like a dick on Paradise.
You would. He's such a man.
No, you know why? Because when I first saw him, I was like, oh, this guy's shy. He's not going to say anything he means. He's just going to like kind of coast through. And no, Kendall went on a date. He's like, I hate that. I don't like him.
No,
I don't want you dating him.
Yeah.
I love that he was like, wow. He was saying exactly what he was thinking instead of being like, even I'm guilty of it, being like, yeah, you know, I hope she has fun and we'll see what happens. And he was like, nah, fuck that guy. And I was like, I love this man.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I like that too, I guess, but I just don't think he talks enough to be the Bachelor. And like,
well, he's a hard interview, but like
Yeah.
I do think that he's better in the setting than he is in an interview
but
setting.
so much of being the lead is like giving a good interview.
I feel like Paradise, his interviews have been awesome. They're one of my
Are we
favorite
watching
parts of the
the
entire
same
show.
show?
When he's giving ITMs, like the entire time Kendall's on the date with Leo and he was talking about it, like I thought he was articulating himself really well.
I like
he
it
was
because
like,
it's raw, because there's no BS.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah.
He doesn't
He doesn't
use
play the
fluff
game.
words.
Yeah.
Totally.
He hasn't
like,
mentioned walls or a journey or
exactly
anything like that.
To compare him to someone like Colton, right? I mean, we love Colton. I really like Colton. I think Colton's a good guy, but Colton is very polished.
He's very PR friendly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so
Yes,
like
he is.
someone like him in the lead.
It's like he's dated an Olympian or something.
Well, let's not get into the past
Okay.
relationships here.
Okay.
But just in terms of like the way he presents himself, it's not like he's not authentic, but it comes off very polished.
Camera ready.
Camera ready, right?
Yeah.
Where
Jason's
Joe's just
very
like
camera
so
ready, too.
rough. and-
Jason is so camera ready. On
Yeah.
your podcast, he was like out of control campaigning.
I know,
I actually
it's-
liked him.
I really like Jason. He's probably still my top pick for The Bachelor. But yeah, he's definitely he may be campaigning a little hard right now.
I was team Jason, but I find myself wavering towards Blake. I'm kind of
I don't waver towards Blake at all. Blake seems like a great guy. Just don't think that he's the most appealing lead.
He reminds me a lot of like a more sensitive, no offense, Dean. Like he just reminds me a lot of
Blake?
like a similar type. Yeah.
What?
I don't know Dean at all, so perhaps
you
that's
ever met
wrong.
him?
Yeah,
Dean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Amy Sugarman's been denying my Dean requests. So
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Seriously. It's tough. I'm just, that's why I'm so grateful you guys are here. Some people haven't forgotten about
We
me.
know how hard it is to book guests for podcasts.
Oh my
no
God, so
kidding.
hard. Need to do it all the time.
Oh
Doesn't
my
stop.
goodness.
And then
Nope, never
if
stops.
a dud is like the worst. You're like, God, I have to keep talking to this person. I have to do so much work.
So who's your Bachelor pick?
It's really hard. I kind of wish Peter. I think that would be an interesting twist, but I know that won't happen. And I guess I don't think there's a lot of good options.
Have you had Peter on the podcast?
I think there's
No.
actually plenty good options, but I think it's just figuring out which one will be.
I guess.
I think Colton, Jason,
I think Colton's my
Peter.
pick. Colton's my pick.
They're all.
You just said you didn't like Colton.
I would like to have a virgin bachelor. I think that'd be interesting
Interesting.
if he's really a virgin. I would like to see that though. And I think that'd just be like a little bit different. Also, like one of my things, I've talked about this a lot lately, is I just feel like sex should be more part of The Bachelor. It shouldn't just be, and that's why Caitlin's season was dope. It's like if you like someone, sleep with them, see how it goes. Like I don't know why you have to wait for the fantasy suites. Just my
could you
2
imagine
cents.
being the person at the end of that?
Yeah, it sucks, but then it's also like take it seriously, make good choices.
I guess. Then you're like, well, whatever. They picked me in the end.
I don't want to be like a sex factory, but like
That's a tough thing for any lead, though, or any person, quote unquote, winner of the show, is you come off and your partner potentially might have slept with 2 other people when you went through that process.
Sean Booth seems like he's just fine. And she definitely slept with Nick and Ben.
Yeah.
Caitlin seems like a great woman. I support her.
She's awesome. Caitlin's amazing. Sean's awesome. They're incredible individually and together as a power couple. Love them both.
They're in Nashville, right? Still?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But, it's tough for any, not just, not even talking about Sean, but any person coming off the show. And you have to watch it. You have to.
It seems like it sucks.
I know.
I couldn't handle it. I admire you both for going on. I could never.
We couldn't at this age. Now at the year of 30, I did Bachelor Winter Games, okay? That was also
different.
A small time frame. They even said, they were like, you're going to be filming 12 days max.
Yeah.
And, you're not outside sweating and all that. But if we did this again, I don't think my little heart could handle the emotion and just like the daily grind.
Oh my God. I
God.
can't. I think I guess that makes sense. Like why so many of the contestants are like 25 and under.
Yeah.
Because like you don't have like the awareness to be like, maybe this is a bad idea or maybe like my heart's going to be broken. You're like, this will be fun.
And it's just, we romanticize the process so much. And it is a wonderful experience. But even when we went back for our engagement, seeing the cast there was like,
we don't.
Nope.
No
way. No way. That's what I got
It's just
from
an
it.
exhausting thing. And there's a lot of like having to be on.
The time.
Being on that much is draining. And you're like, I'm not going to say that about, I'm not going to walk into this place and be like, it's beautiful. Welcome to paradise.
Yeah.
I couldn't make myself do that anymore.
I honestly can't imagine. Also like, I don't know. It's amazing that you two made it work after having to watch each other like date people that you know.
We're stronger than you could, that most people would be at 3 years.
Totally.
Because of that.
Right. I mean, and I think that does make sense.
No, of course.
Totally unnatural.
It's very unnatural. And that's the hardest part is that I think, a lot of people mock bachelor relationships because, a lot of them fail, even though many of them succeed as well. But you don't really know what it's like to go through a quote unquote public relationship until you're really there, specifically on The Bachelor, because it's like, sometimes when we go out at events and it's like, yeah, she made out with him and I made out with her. And like, it's just the way it is. Even like we went back to the Bachelor Mansion. We had an opportunity to go back there a couple weeks ago and like reminisce. And it was like, but it's weird. It was like, no, we were actively trying to date other people here.
That is weird. Dope house though. Really nice.
Dope house. So
Amazing.
nice.
2 pools.
So great.
Yeah.
Right? There's 2?
No, there's one. But Marshall, the owner, is like the coolest, most down-to-earth guy. You would never think. You're like, this is the owner of the Bachelor Mansion.
It's crazy. It's really nice. Are you guys friends with Chris Harrison?
Yeah, I got pretty friendly with him over the past year.
Cool.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
he
guy.
seems like a good guy. Loves golf. He's been on our golf podcast.
Golf.
Yeah, he really
Very much.
He really does.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right,
All
it's
right.
almost Bachelor in Paradise time.
Thank
so
you
we gotta
so much for
skadoodle.
coming.
No, thank you
tell
for
us,
having us.
Tell us where to find you in addition to your Instagram accounts.
The Almost Famous podcast, the Help I Suck at Dating podcast, the I Don't Get It podcast.
Well, let's preface it. So you have your Almost Famous on iHeart and then your I Don't Get It podcast. Mm-hmm. And then I have my Help I Suck at Dating podcast on iHeartRadio that I co-host with Dean and Vanessa. My Instagram is at Jared Haibon. And then my Twitter is at Haibon_Jared.
And mine is Ashley_Iaconetti. And then Ashley Ico. And look out for anything that Jared and I may be doing in the future, which will always be promoted on those forums.
Thanks so much for coming, guys. Great to see you. I wish you nothing but the best and so much happiness.
Thank you.
I'll be back next week. We will have seen this amazing proposal, I presume. And more Paradise Talk to come. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to Dual Threat with Ryan Russillo if you love football.